Alright, hi everyone and welcome to today's vlog. Today we have Carolyn Fraser with the PR shop and resilience in business. So, if you could first introduce us a little bit about your background, where did you go to school, how did you wind up in marketing and in business, and take us through your journey.
Absolutely. I am from Kansas City, Missouri, so the school that I attended is the University of Missouri, Kansas City.
Okay.
And really got my start in public relations and integrated marketing when I decided that I wanted to work with brands socially and to be the answer for brands through communication. Okay. I honestly had no idea what that consisted of, so I decided to sell everything and move to New York to learn hardcore public relations.
Now, isn't that walking on faith, okay?
Girl.
That's such a sexy story.
It's not sexy at all. At least it wasn't sexy at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're in New York and you are like, okay, I definitely got my knowledge, got my footing. Then where did you go from there?
So after moving to New York with $4,000 in my pocket, that's after selling everything I owned, I moonlighted different freelance positions. I was a server at Applebee's on the weekend.
Okay.
And then I eventually gained more experience and was hired to different agencies. And then something happened to where I said, this is like a now or never time for me to start my own business. Essentially, I was let go after I was recruited by an agency.
Wow.
It just was not a good fit. And I knew it, but I did it anyway just because of pride, and the offer was right. Long story short, that is what propelled me into entrepreneurship, and I said, if I don't do it now, I'll never know it.
That's awesome. I think that everybody has like a now or never moment.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't do it. Right?
Fear.
Fear. So now let's go into the PR shop. So tell us about that, how long have you had it, and what are some of your biggest, I guess, successes and learnings with the PR shop? Because I know you have a lot of success with that so far.
Yeah, so absolutely. The PR shop, we will turn 5 in June.
Wow!
And I have been running the PR shop full time for 2 years.
Awesome.
So that's important to note as well. There's definitely a period where you will grind as you're building. I was a personal shopper while I was building the PR shop, and then I finally built my clientele up to the point of where doing that personal shopping was a strain to me, and I wasn't able to service my clients like I wanted to. So then again in 2016, I stepped out on faith and I said, we're gonna do this thing full time, and I did. So one of the biggest lessons that I have learned in entrepreneurship is that integrity will take you a long way.
I love that.
As well as relationships.
Okay.
People, again, the field that I'm in, it's really all about relationships. You do have to work in excellence, but at the same time, who you know will help you to get along further. I secured my biggest account to date with Revlon through a relationship that I had with someone who, honestly, she didn't really know me as a person, but she said she knew my spirit and the way that I communicated business and showed her some credentials. She said she knew it would be a good fit, and I was able to collaborate with another young lady who had her own agency, who I didn't really know, but I knew her spirit, and we were able to go in together because it was a larger account, pitch the business, and we've had it for this is year 2 now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about working together, especially like as a Black woman. Like there's so much to kind of decipher. So when you said like I knew her spirit, what are some of the ways that you go to make sure that discernment is key and that you're able to not be like the get out movie?
Yeah, so discernment, knowing someone's spirit, vibing, energy, it's all of the same thing.
Yeah. I
truly believe that when you connect with someone, especially in person, there's something that you give off and something that they give off that will tell your, I call it spidey senses.
Okay.
That this feels good.
Feels right.
So that's a part of it. But then the other part is some research. You know, if someone says that they are a business owner and they do this, they do that, Google them. See what they're doing. Talk to people who they said they have worked with.
Yeah.
You know, everyone has a network, especially in this industry.
Yeah.
If you're about something, people know
your
you and
receipts.
they know of you. So that's another thing that I do is I check receipts, as you say. And then I honestly, it's a faith walk too.
Okay.
Sometimes in business, you will have successes and things will work out. Fortunately, things have worked out with my business partner and I. We also do the work. So we invest in professional courses to help our relationship and communication.
Yes.
That's another part.
Okay.
But for the most
investing
part,
in yourself is also
investing
big.
in yourself.
Yeah.
But again, going back to the core of it is, you know, having a good feeling about it. Also doing the research, checking people's receipts, and then having a formal type of agreement.
Yes,
That
contract.
if things go wrong,
There's
everything's in
plan.
place.
Yes. I love that. And I think that contracts are so important regardless of how close you are. It could be your sister, it could be your best friend,
Don't matter.
still have a contract. It just is better for both sides. In fact, I love you so much that I want this contract.
To protect
us.
ourselves.
So I love that. Okay, so she is not only wearing one hat, but two hats. So now we're going to talk about resilience in business. So please, like, tell us about the idea and what are your plans for that? And then, you know, you never know, maybe your target audience is listening, so how do they get in contact?
So resilience in business is a passion project. Actually, it's a personal brand that I've developed over the past year or so where I motivate and inspire, entrepreneurs, small business owners, people who really want to move into their purpose and push past fear.
Okay.
I work with them, it's either via consulting sessions where we talk about fear and how to push past it. As entrepreneurs, we experience, right?
Every day.
Fear every day. But what makes us successful is being able to identify that this is just a feeling. And as a Christian, I always say God has not given us the spirit of fear. It's a spirit, and it's a figment of our imagination. So what I do is I share my stories, I share education on how to market your small business, and what I'm essentially doing is everything that I learn, I take that, I package it, and then I give it back to you.
I love that. I love that. So this is for anyone that's trying to start a business and they might be fearful, or this is for somebody that's trying to go after that really big contract and they're fearful, and they just know that this is for me. I know that God has put this in my heart, but I just can't get out of my own mind. And so a lot of times we are our biggest person that holds us back. We're our biggest roadblock. And so having that mental clarity and knowing that you will pass this and you will succeed is something that's so necessary. So I'm so glad that she's decided to come up with this, because I know as I'm expanding, I'm going through it. I need to probably book a session with you.
Yes.
So I can get through this expansion and these emails. And for me, I think that it's so necessary to give back. A lot of times we go to these conferences and it's all motivational and they're talking about their story, but what you did may not actually help me. I may sometimes need someone to dive in and look at my personal experience, my situation specifically, and help me get these steps out so that I can go ahead and win from within.
Absolutely. And another important component of resilience in business is the business side. So we teach you strategies on how to survive in business. A lot of small businesses, they may not have a budget to fully execute a marketing strategy. So we give you those insider tips and tools on how to promote your brand, your business, and then you can execute that on your own, but we do that from a faith-based standpoint. And then our main target is tackling that fear that prevents you from doing that.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so how can people get in contact with you?
Sure, for Resilience in Business, if you go to CarolynsFraser.com, you can find us there and connect to our social networks. You can find us at Carolyn S. Fraser RE, and then for the PR Shop, it's the prshop.biz at the PR Shop PR is our social media handle. So
okay, and I'll have all of her information, of course, listed below in the description box and through the screen as we're talking about different things. And so this is for one last question for people that are maybe just graduating or they're in their job and they're about ready to take that next step. What are 3 things that you would tell someone that looks at you and is like, you know what, I want that career path?
Absolutely. So again, it goes back to what I said about integrity, relationships, and the third thing is education and investing in yourself. Don't be afraid to roll up your sleeves and get experience. Don't be too prideful to intern. I was an intern at the age of 26, so I had to start all over again when I moved to New York. But I did it, and you have to humble yourself as you learn the ropes. So relationships are important. Invest in yourself and your education, and have integrity. Have integrity. I cannot tell you the amount of referrals, Danielle, that I get just because people know that, you know, I may not be the brightest or most popular or the smartest person, but I have integrity. Meaning that my word is my bond, and if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, and if I cannot do it, I'm going to let you know why, and we're going to come up with a solution to that as well.
I love it. I love it. I think that so many people think that they have to be a perfectionist and they have to be the best of the best. And a lot of times, if you just do what you say you're going to do, people are okay with that. And if you're charging, I'm just figuring out prices, people are okay with that too. So, you know, I don't want you to feel like I have to be perfect to start or I have to wait a year to start. I think that if you're watching this video and you made it to this point, that it means that you definitely want to do what is placed on your heart and to go ahead and start that now in 2018. All right, well, thank you so much for being here
My
in the
pleasure.
interview. And I'm gonna wrap it up. So for everyone, be sure to like and subscribe and check out Miss Carolyn Fraser's businesses, both the PR Shop and Resilience in Business. All right, until next time, bye.